team pinch coming out. A finish that was.
Drinking and smoking yourself, don't even wanna try. Make room for somebody else. Oh, I just wanna hide out from under all these indecisions. Oh, make room for somebody else. Circling the edge, way up high. Don't know if I'll ever have a useful alibi.
Going for the flip reset. Gets it, it's over, JB Gaming! Oh my goodness!
Flying, crashing, looking for a perfect suicide. Circling the
Welcome back, everybody, to the All-Star Games. It's your boy Hops back at again on the microphone. We've just seen a sweep happening in the major All-Star Games. All-Star Red really taking it to the All-Star Blue side, that being Spartax, JB, and Pacey claiming the title there. But next up is your Elite All-Star matches. Something, and these players are players that, in fact, you're very, very familiar with.
Yeah, some with positive connotations of that, and some with negative. Scrimmed, I think, pretty much everyone in this lobby, and they're all great players in their own right, especially on their individual teams. When they went through playoffs, Zacky, of course, the most that I'm familiar with, being on him throughout the entire season, and then not doing so well in playoffs, which is unfortunate to see. But something that is wonderful to see is that he is in the All Stars, and he himself didn't expect it at all. He didn't think that he'd done enough. He didn't think he was all that good in the stats, but it just shows how humble he is, how content he is with the way that he plays, and sees that it's a team game as well. But he's a brilliant player individually, and I'm glad to see him in this match.
Exactly, it's gonna be good fun. So it's I'm Stadium, Juusk and Reniren versus Wizard, Zacky, and JSW. I believe that the teams are Serve and Blounds did have the starting spots, but they are unable to make it. So JSW and Reniren stepping in from the substitutions to get into this game here. Well, these all-star players really showing what they're made of. We're hoping for a little bit of a closer game than we saw in the previous series, and maybe a few more clippity clips to get hype about. But you never know. I mean, we thought the major scene was going to be close, considering how close it was in league play, but we were completely wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. Strange situation, to be honest, looking at that, the way that it happened. I think as you go up the tiers and you go up the skill levels, there's sometimes a bit more ego there, sometimes a bit more pride that they're not wanting to get clipped on, especially by their own teammates. We've got a couple here across the teams. Ren and Wizard, of course, being a part of that Phoenix side that almost went all the way. And JSW and Juusk on the opposite side, both being on Jaffa Cakes, having to play against each other. And there's in-house rivalries, it feels like. Looking at the team chat that's going on now, the Wizard saying something about Ren, if he loses, he gets banned, which seems a bit unfair. But, I mean, we don't make the rules. We just follow them and we watch them play out. And hopefully we see a brilliant match unfold here as well. I'm looking forward to it.
Indeed, I mean, Reniren, he was in the runnings last season. He was in the talks of player of the season last season for Elite. I remember that. He a really, really staple player, fantastic player all around. So you never know. We may get the W, you may get a few clips. It would be great to see indeed. But we're going to get the players onto their respective teams and get this game underway, the series underway. But, you know, if to pick out of these two teams, I'm definitely leaning towards Stadium and his side with Juusk and Ren. I think Stadium's been so impressive all season long. He's been really, really good to watch and a real pivotal anchor for his side. Linking up with Juusk and Ren could be one tall order for Wizard, Zacky and JSW to overcome.
Especially with Stade being on the team, the player of the season in Elite for Season 8. A champion as well, winning those grand finals very, very easily. It seemed like a 4-0 sweep over Nocturne, getting through the upper final with relative ease as well.
JSW, no, Zacky's on the scout. What?
Yeah, that's what he does. I hate it. I hate it so much.
So is
JSW and Zacky and Wit. Yeah, they're just weird. I don't know what to tell you, Hop. It's what they do. Zacky says he feels really comfortable on the Scarab. He feels like it's an overpowered car, so he's using it now. Just to spite me, I think, to be honest.
I don't really understand, but it's a bit like a wrecking ball, you know.
There is no understanding.
It's a hamster ball, and almost JSW with that hamster ball getting a first goal. Well, now we're going to try and put that clearance in. JSW is going to make a sharp turn, get a nice pop, but it's such an awkward shape to play with. I could never get my head around it ever. But, you know, if they're making it work, then they're making it work. Stadium, though, trying to put some pressure on, gets the bump onto Zacky, puts the pass to Wizard, back to Zacky. Zacky with a shot, his crossbar down, it's going to go in. Beautiful passing play to come out here. All-Star Red getting it going, and of course, I don't know if you can hear me, but you have got the match game paused here on stream. They've got the pause menu up, Source. But there we go. They thought we'd let that know. Tut at you, Source. You're meant to be, you know, a top team that's making mistakes like that. Deary me. But anyway, that's the first goal going in favour of All-Star Red with a beautiful passing play.
Yeah, and I lose respect for Zacky every time he plays the Scarab, but I've got to give him that one. Great respect for that finish. Wasn't as on target as he probably hoped for, but ended up going to the back of the net. Now having to defend this one from Stade. It's off the crossbar. Not quite finding the finish that his opponent did for that first goal. This one just what is happening here? No one's going for the ball. All-Star Red, are you okay?
You know, it's what happens when you're in the Scarab sometimes. It removes
just sat there. It's like that turtle on the back. Yeah, they just don't know what they're doing. In fact, Zacky had an issue in one of the games that I played with him on the Scarab. He didn't know which way he was facing, Hop, because it's just the ball. He doesn't know which way to look. And now Juusk, the right way to look, going for this finish off the kickoff, getting that quick lead. And yeah, there's not much mechanics going on here, Hop. This could be another major situation. I hope they change it up a little bit. It's like Jacob might have disconnected there on the kickoff. I don't know what happened, but this led to a 2-goal lead for the blue side. And come on, lads, step it up. Give us a show.
Yeah, let's try and see something happening. But yeah, definitely a difficult card to master, especially when you don't know which way you're facing the Scarab. But a 2-1 lead for the All-Star Blue. All-Star Red did capitalise first. However, we've got to kind of bounce back here after faltering a couple of times on defense. JSW trying to make something happen, finds the flip. No, he doesn't. Would have been something incredible there. Instead, it goes back to Wizard, trying to put it into the centre. Now All-Star Red piling this pressure on. Zacky finding opportunity, doesn't get the angle on double touch. Potential, though, was there. Could be cleared away by Juusk. Stadium found the pass, but actually didn't make the best of contacts with it. However, does recover nicely with a beautiful flick and make himself such a nuisance. Renarin's going to be there for the shot. At the end of the day, it's not going to come to any fruition. JSW puts into the centre. Got coming and blocked out of nowhere. Stadium couldn't reach that, so just going to pop it back. A bit dangerous for a moment there. Zacky was chasing for this ball. Renarin's going to come off the backboard. Doesn't do anything. Ooh, some mind games coming out here, Vector.
I had no idea that was on target on the first time. Like, I thought he was going for the Doomsday Dish or something, but he was actually going for a bump, thinking someone would actually go up and challenge. And apparently Jacob's having some issues, maybe with his peripherals there, not moving for some reason. Great time for it to happen, at least, in All-Stars. Wizard with a shot near post, taken away by Renarin. And I just love some of the dynamics that we've got going on. Ren and Wizard obviously being on that side of Phoenix. as we saw, a very, very physical team, wanting to get in their opponent's faces, go for bumps and demos more often than quite a lot of people. And Jaffa Cake's actually being of a similar style, the way that they played, quite disruptive, quite chaotic, and now up against each other with Stade and Zacky flanking them. It's an interesting way to think about it, but right now it's going all the way All-Star Blue. Nice passing option between them, but Wizard cuts it out straight to Stade, and now showing off some of his aerial prowess here. Probably going for the reset, manages to get it, and he plays JSW like a fiddle. Something he'd been doing all season, did a little bit of it in the playoffs as well, but now showing that pedigree in the All-Stars. Beautiful finish there.
What a final touch, getting right underneath the car. Pop ball even getting that pop. What a finish it was. Stadium finding his pride and joy within his mechanics and getting a beautiful finish indeed. Puts a 4-1 lead for this All-Star Blue side, but brought back is one goal by Wizard with some crazy decals on his car, but still, nonetheless, it's better than the Scarab, as he is the one putting that goal in on the Octane, the proper car. 2-4, minute 30 left on the clock here. It'll be interesting to see how this all pans out and whether All-Star Reds can actually make a run to bring this back.
They're having some trouble. I may have led them astray. They're not sure if it's a best of 3 or best of 5. I think they know it's a best of 5 now, but right now, in a best of 1 situation, All-Star Blue looking the much better. Wizard with a great shot here. Ren almost getting bumped out by JSW, and wanting to go back to their physical roots, it seems. If they can't beat them on the mechanics front, just get rid of them. Knock them out. Take them out of the game. It's Ren and Stadium. Double commit there, straight to the corner. Great shot opportunity, and he puts it away for his hat-trick. 5-2 scoreline. Exact same thing we saw in the second game of the Major All-Stars match. I'm hoping it's not going to go the same way, Hawk, because they're a great team. Wizard and Zacky and Jacob have shown their ability throughout league play, and it might just be another situation where they can't link up as well as they'd hoped. I've seen Zacky and Wizard play quite a bit in threes, in the ranked 3s room on the server, so I'm kind of surprised they're not playing a bit better than they could be. Of course, Jacob's having some issues, less than 100 points, and just not showing up for his team right now.
Yeah, and you know what I'm going to blame it on? The Scarab. However,
yeah.
Zacky is there to put the goal in. Finally realizing which way his car is facing. He's going to be rewarded with that finish. It does bring it back down to a 2-goal deficit that they're in. You never know what is going to happen here, especially with the wacky playstyles that they're trying to implement. Bit of a wrecking ball thing, but still at the end of the day, it is working out, just slowly. Wizard almost finding a great finish off the kickoff. That had gone in, I don't know what to believe. But Zacky, on the other things, finds an absolute cherry picker into his own net.
I mean, that's just unfortunate to see. That's the Scarab talking right there. That is the effect that it has. It's a little bit too overpowered. Some crazy stuff going on in this team chat. Some things I can't repeat, and some things I just simply don't want to. So, oh, that's so cold. Wizard, is that why you lost in 3s earlier, Zacky? Is that what happened? What is going on here? What are we watching? What? No one wants to touch the ball. It's just... Why is there coordination happening here? They haven't communicated this. They just started doing it.
I love it.
That's like synchronized swimming.
Ren just comes barreling in out of nowhere.
Ren does what Ren does.
I wanted 6-3 in favour of the All-Star Blue.
That was odd.
I mean, it's great to see these All-Star players having fun. And this is what it all is about, It comes in here. Yes, there are the bragging rights, but it's about having fun. It's about enjoying the RAC and the players that you matched up and played with and against throughout the whole season, and finally having the epitome here, and it's good to see them having fun regardless of what wacky stuff we are seeing. It is enjoyable nonetheless. It allows me and Vector to kind of waffle away from the serious nature that we usually have to cast. Usually we're having to be rather stern, but we can have a little bit more fun here.
I think that's what a lot of people forget, that I mean, everybody started playing this game for fun. It's why we enjoy it. I think a lot of people have just become jaded over the years, played it so much, spent so much time with it that they don't really enjoy it all that much. They just do it because it's what they've always done, or maybe they're obsessed or addicted, who knows. But what it comes down to in the end is just about playing the game that you love, whether or not you still believe that. And All-Star matches is exactly the time that we want to see that kind of thing going on. People just memeing, freestyling, doing all the things that we love to see in a situation like this, and just showing some personality. Showing something beyond who you are as a competitor, but who you are as a person as well. As we saw with Ren there, they were playing along, just rolling the ball through the middle. No one wanted to touch it, and then just absolute wrecking ball. Renarin does not care, goes for that one, and I believe we have 5 Scarabs on the field.
4?
5. I think all 3 of All-Star Blue have changed to the Scarab.
Oh.
It's just Wizard. Wizard's he's not committing to the bit. He's gone into I believe that's an F1 car, and does not want to go on the Scarab. I don't blame him.
I mean, yeah, I don't blame him whatsoever, but it'll be interesting. It's the battle of the Scarabs.
So many Scarabs. It's like the desert.
I don't really, it's like, yeah, exactly. It's like a whole bunch of dung beetles running around the map. But, we got it moving forward. Who is, this is, actually a statement match here. Any future GMs watching, this really
might
is
start a movement.
This is a test of skill, actually. If you win in the Scarab, it's an immediate promotion to the next tier.
Yeah, we've leveled the playing field. Everyone's in the Scarab. Whoever wins, you just better. There's no discussion about that.
It's so ridiculous.
It's just a demo fest going on. Stays looking for a shot, and Wizard misses the ball. Jacob's going to be there for Ren to pop it into the mid. And I just don't know what to say anymore, Hob. This is my brain.
Neither. My brain hurts a lot right now. But it's making it work. Stadium almost coming up with some crazy mechanics, and Juusk actually there finishing it at the end of the day. But we just see what Stadium just did. Bounced off the floor and almost find the redirect off the bounce. That could have been quite something. And in a Scarab, I don't really care what the goal of the season is. If he scores that, that's gone. Because in a Scarab, two mechanics like that is quite something indeed. But it is All-Star Blue back to that 1-goal leader. They've been doing it all, doing it throughout that game 1. That's why they have that title and that lead in the series. Can All-Star Red actually capitalize on it? And you have to start thinking, in a bit more of a serious term, mentally. All-Star Red, they're going to be looking down a little bit. They were the ones to start the Scarab trend. Being, really overthrown here by the All-Star Blue side. And that is mentally destroying, knowing that you're going to get beaten on your car of choice, aka the Scarab.
It's Wizard. I mean, as much as I hate the Scarab, he has not committed to the bit. And because he called me out, saying it's not an F1 car, it's an Animus GP. Wanted me to get my terminology right. It looks like an F1 car, I don't care. But the fact that they have scored a goal, Jacob here doing something strange with his car. And some strange things going on here, Hop. I don't quite know which side is going to win. Because neither side looks like they're going to score whatsoever, and then we see a goal anyway. Renarin here through the corner. Wizard looking to take his Animus GP through that corner. Jacob getting over to honest. It's
okay.
No, because there's actual F1 cars in the game now, so we have to be correct here.
Animus
we have
GP.
to be accurate. Yeah.
AKA, it's an F1 knockoff. Basically, he's driving an F4 car. You're not really good enough for F1. So you're going to go down, down a few pegs. Yeah, F4 is a thing. It is a thing.
It's just F3 and F2 and
there's F1, F2, F3 and F4.
Okay. I've been educated. It's good to know.
Yeah. Some people say that the S in RSC stands for Scarab.
Does it now?
What does the RSC stand? Rocket Scarab Confederation.
That's, oh my goodness, don't. If that becomes I'm leaving if that happens. I don't want to be associated with that. JSW does get a flip reset somehow with the Scarab and then gets absolutely denied by Renarin. They're trying to go for mechanics at least. They're trying to make things spicy, make things interesting. But at the moment, all I see is just a bunch of balls driving around the field trying to hit a ball.
Yeah, I'm stuck. How they found it hard to know which way they were facing the car.
Yeah.
I'm really struggling to identify what is actually the ball on the field. Yeah, that can make casting rather difficult, not knowing which one's the actual ball. I thought Zacky was the ball for a second. I didn't realise.
They're hitting each other. They both think they're the ball. Ren's
yeah. Oh God, such an easy mistake to make when you're on the Scarab. This is
Why has it
what
got
happens.
wheels?
You know exactly why. Yeah, exactly. Oh no, that's the car. Gosh. Oh god. Wow. This is what happens when you're in the middle of the desert and there's a big ball of dung, and dung beetles need a battle, and this is what happens.
Oh, okay. They're fighting over it.
Exactly, but Zacky whiffs it there, massive bump comes out. But it's still one apiece. We've whittled down the clock to just under 1 minute left on the clock. And it's still one goal lead. No, one each. Yeah, and it's surprising to see how it's gone. But Zacky looking to end it here, but doesn't, as Iron gets a clutch save with the ball. I mean, with the Scarab. Another save, though, coming out from Stadium. Quite an impressive one as well, actually. Now things are turning up the heat as we go to the last 30 seconds. These players, Eternity, definitely looking to close this game out with the W. All-Star Blue can take up that to 2-0 lead in the series, looking to close it out after this as the ball is bouncing precariously. Not too difficult for Zack to deal with. Stadium is waiting in the midfield. A bit of a double commit from Iron and Stadium. Going to be dangerous for a second, but no, Juusk denies it at the last second. JSW, the most experienced Scarab Mount on the field, can't keep it up, and it's going to be an overtime.
Yeah, and I suppose I'm not surprised to see an overtime. I wanted it in a bit of a different fashion to this, but it's looking like it's going to end quickly. Oh my goodness. I thought that was straight in. Instead it's off the crossbar and Aaron cannot finish it either. Defense just holding steady for All-Star Red. Already a game down in this series. JSW going on a rampage there. Stade looks for another flip reset goal. Doesn't manage to find it. Attempts to go for the bump, but it doesn't matter. It was a double commit anyway. Juusk to the mid. Stadium's already there. Puts it down. Back to Juusk, and Zacky somehow reads that. Intercepts the ball and goes for a shot of his own off the ceiling. But Stadium almost puts it into his own net. An unorthodox save there does keep this overtime going. And to be honest, my brain is just scrambled at this point on.
It is, but at the end of the day, this is the epitome of Rocket League. It's what brings, brings the fans running all out wild. But
this is RFC.
This is RFC. No, I mean, at the end of the day, it really highlights the main pivotal point of what you made very, very rightly during, just after the break as we came back. Is that this is a really reminder of why we all play Rocket League, why we love the game. Just a factor of enjoyment. Sometimes the competitive nature can take away from the real reason why we play it, which is to enjoy it and have fun and play this game. These players are obviously enjoying themselves, memeing a little bit with the Scarabs, whilst also having that competitive. Playing for bragging rights is always something lovely. Been one intense and close season. Probably one of the closest seasons in RSC's history, with the way that league panned out and the way the grand finals went and playoffs and play-ins. However, now it's time to take a deep breath and really show your enjoyment and your passion for Rocket League. We've already seen an amazing clip from Stade. Hasn't found another one yet, but we've almost hit the 2-minute marker of this overtime. This Scarab battle going to the end. It reminds me of something out of Lord of the Rings, to be honest.
Really? That's a strange comparison. I'm not sure what you're making of that, but JSW managed to end it just past the 2-minute mark, and I was starting to get a fear there, Hop. It was developing that these teams had secretly decided between each other that they'd just keep playing. They'd never score. They'd always miss intentionally, and we'd just have a forever overtime. We'd be trapped in this perpetual spiral of terrible Rocket League and terrible cars. But no, JSW ends it there and brings the series back to a 1-1. And I just feel like it's inevitable that if we do get to a game 5, they will start to take it seriously. They'll not be able to resist getting competitive and getting serious and getting sweaty. And then there might be some car changes at that point, but Wizard has left the match. This could be an all Scarab lobby.
Maybe he's talking into a proper F1 car.
A proper, possibly. He might have got that, or he might just be sticking to the mimicry.
Yeah,
and the falsehood.
Mimicry hurts, but at the end of the day, 1A piece. It is the Scarab matchup of all ages. The Elite All-Star Games has turned into something far more deep as well than I think anyone ever expected. This is the title of the Scarab Champion of the World.
Yep.
Hang on here.
That is the Scarab.
Elite All-Stars going on together. 6 Scarabs, 1 field, 3 champions.
7 balls.
7 balls running around the field as we are going to get into this game. Nobody particularly understands what is going on here. But we will do our best as Wizard with the early shot, and he's finally found himself onto that Scarab. Let's see what he can do with it, as he was previously using the knockoff F1 car. Doesn't come up with anything. But he has swapped Reniron now off the Scarab onto something a bit more orthodox, nonetheless strange.
Wait. What? No, he broke the... Are you serious? We just built it up as the Scarab tournament of tournaments, and Ren changed to the Venom? This man's a monster.
It is a monster. However, you now have to say, I believe in the Scarab tournament's rulebook, you can have a card change at least one game. We saw Wizard do it before. Now it is Ren's turn, just to keep the balance and fair, keep sanity within the team. But as I'm talking, Zacky, All-Star Red, getting that first goal in. There we have it then with that lead.
They're ganging up on him.
They are, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a hell of a lot of demos onto Ren. I think it's deemed a level of blasphemy, I believe. When you look it up,
Cardinal sin.
Exactly, cardinal sin. That was what I was looking for here. Definitely not sin to the team.
Everybody's saying that he's taking it too seriously. He says the Venom is better, but he is losing, and he's just missed a clear open chance as Wizard and JSW look to counter and find nothing. Stadium driving around the ball. There's a completely open net, and JSW comes barreling down. Ball-on-ball contact here as they get a 2-goal lead, and there is absolutely no rotation from the blue side. Great dunk, in fact. I don't think Stadium would have cleared that either way, but Zacky loves the seriousness from us, Hop, and I don't think he knows what he's talking about, because this is the very opposite of the way that we normally are.
I don't really understand what's going on. Usually ball-on-ball contact isn't good, but JSW does make it work somehow. Is annoying to get that clearance, knocks it down. Zacky with the shot of clearance away. JSW couldn't find the cherry picker redirect with his ball. Instead, it's going to go over to Zacky with a beautiful finish. Reniron can't get the save in the Venom. And that's going to be Wizard putting that goal in, and he's saying that the Venom is good. We really don't see the perks of it at all. He just drives straight into the post.
So many water saves.
I mean,
his own teammate, Wizard.
I don't blame him. Should be water saving it. I mean,
should be punished.
It should be punished. How dare you break the rules of the ball games, the Rocket Scarab Confederation. But we move forward here, and it is 3-0. But you know how the tables have turned. I mean, in game 1 we saw this All-Star Blues team run away with it, but now, Arabs.
Just get a save there.
That would have been embarrassing. But still, it is 3-0. Just approaching the halfway mark. 1-1 with Juusk and JSW, but JSW, the veteran Scarab user, comfortable getting that away. Looking to charge it down. Puts a nice touch into the midfield. I mean, there's been some incredible plays so far with these balls.
Zacky was just sat on the boost, and Ren didn't like that. He went for the demo, but somehow avoided it. Now he's in the right position to clear it out. Arch just messaged me on Discord saying that this is a pain to watch, and I completely agree. This is a point that I didn't think we'd get to, and I am fearful that this could become a thing. That we've opened Pandora's box, Hop, and Scarabs begin to take over.
Well, I mean, the best thing is we have Premier next, and I will
if there's Scarabs as well,
if there's Scarabs as well, I will cry. But I'm fairly confident that they will put a nail in the coffin of this box and close Pandora back to where she belongs. Scarabs always been a unique vehicle to run around. But they're making it work and making this game nail-bitingly close. Zacky trying to pop it up. Stay coming in with the save. Always found his name slightly mesmerising. He's playing Rocket League in a stadium called Stadium.
Yeah, I never understood where his name. I never bothered to ask. I felt worried about asking, but most people call him Stade, so I'm happy about that. And JSW is just driving around the ball, trying to draw the defenders out.
Wow, that's just
the constant phase. What happens when you fake a fake, Hop? A double fake?
It actually cancels each other out, and both of them hit the ball. It ends up being a 50-50.
The ball just hits itself. It just goes flying.
Yeah.
There's ghosts. But All Star Blue ghosting at the moment, it seems. Not getting many opportunities to finish this.
I think it's Renairen's fault.
I mean, everything's Renairen's fault in the end.
Exactly. I mean, really, what is the difference factor happening here? The only major change is that Venom.
Yeah.
It has to be questioned in the I think it's a stadium goal. How many plays? Oh,
that's just copycat.
Wow. I mean, the amount of plays there, it was rather impressive that you're able to pull up such high IQ plays at this level, especially in the Scarab. It's off the bat, but Zacky looking for the double tap. Nobody can really fathom this factor. Nobody can.
I'm not sure anyone should. This is a level of understanding we're just not ready for yet. Humanity isn't ready, but All-Star Red are ready to take this series to a 2-1, and probably looking for that third game as well. Though, based on what was happening, it didn't even seem like anyone was trying to score all that much towards the end of that game. And it scares me that a lot of people in the lobby are listening to us talk, Hope, and there's a strange, like, sort of parasocial thing going on here. And they're just getting mad at each other about them.
It's scary times. But, they make it work nonetheless. Ren, if you can hear me, if you don't change off that Scarab, definitely getting dropped.
Words.
I mean, it is going to be worse. And Deep Sound, no, in the chat, we aren't going pro in Scarabs. It's not happening. But this is the tippity top of the gameplay. It's really impressive. I did get a message from Source in the background saying when I message all the lobby details to the Prem players, they're going to get them to all play on Scarabs.
That can't be true. Have you betrayed us?
I don't know if the Prem players will turn up. But if that's the case, we shall see. We may well see some incredible clips coming out from them on the Scarabs. It's been done before. I'm sure many of us watch those crazy montages on YouTube of Rocket League freestyling. You see some fairly nutty stuff happening there.
The serious Scarab plays. That's something that I don't think you could pay me to watch. It sounds horrible. But we're having to watch it now, as Ren has switched to the Scarab, and we can now officially announce the Scarab Tournament of Tournaments. And Stadium starts it off, straight off kickoff, 4 seconds in. Beautiful reset, turns his car around mid-air, does not actually use the reset, just the power itself coming from the touch, finishes that one off. And All-Star Red looking silly, wanting to get back some of that pride. And now Zacky here with another kickoff goal. And I really hope this doesn't keep happening. We could be here a while.
We could be here for quite a long time. But still, what a series it's been. Game number 4, potential game 5 on the horizon. But these Scarab games, many of these players train for years. It gets to the point they're at now on the Scarab. Grand finals, and they're showing it right now. Great finishes on both sides. Bit of a cluster going on in the background there. Whether Zacky able to clear it up. It's a huge bump onto Juusk, but Juusk recovers nicely. Stadium goes for the catcher. Going to fast the 50 onto JSW. Need to get that clearance away. Ren not getting the touch he wants to. Going to flip to the side to get the boost. Whilst Zacky going for a bit of an aerial play here, but stayed getting the catch once again. And I must admit, the ball control on this field is very impressive.
Oh, the sheer discipline and self-control required to pilot a Scarab. To even have the lack of, I don't think these players have any shame whatsoever. They're just taking it out of themselves and use the energy for something else. Zack with a nice flip reset, does not find anything. But the connection with JSW, and then all 3 players on All-Star Blue wanting that ball. Getting a little bit chasey. But it's worked out for them through the corner. Another nice 1-2 pass in play, just ends up in the possession of Wizard in the corner, trying to do some magic. Manages to fake out. Stadium does not appreciate that and goes to hunt down his opponent's teammate, and then almost shoots their own goal. And I think they're getting confused between colours as they are about whether or not they're hitting the right ball.
Well, yeah, I did hear that all Scarab drivers need to have a Scarab. In order to drive it, have 5 limbs and are colorblind. But, you know, very rarely they actually seen these Scarab drivers. You know, nobody actually knows what they look like.
They never leave their cars.
They never leave their cars. Some say they're born into them. But at the end of the day, it is something magical that we're seeing here. Scarab law. You know, it's being written here. Scarab law. And one of these teams will be writing their name into that Scarab law history books with a champion title on their belt. Stadium almost finding crazy fluid set into his own net. Somehow the Alana's play working in his favour. Huge demo from Ren in the corner. And that is going to be 2-1 lead for this All-Star Blue team and All-Star Scarab side. Definitely coming out with some form. Zacky getting demoed right at the back by Ren.
He had him demo locked.
Oh dear.
He kept demoing him as he spawned. I think it was about 3 times by the time it finished, but that was very toxic, Ren. You shouldn't be doing that.
It's a questionable strategy in the Scarab community is that demo lock-in, you know. Way back in, I think, 2003, there was a debate on it, but it ended up coming to no fruition. We're still here, though, in these games with All-Star Blue Scarab side in the lead here, 2-1. Looking to tie up the series, 2 apiece, send it to a game number 5. All-Star Red, though, they can close it out here. They will be the champion of champions. It is a long pass still to go, just crossed the 2-minute marker. JSW looking for the double tap. Can he find it? Almost finding it. Wow, the experienced Scarab driver really showing his notoriety.
Got the Atlantis plague. Do we have the Scarab disease? He's Jacob to the backboard. Is not able to find the equalizer. And Ren, I want to take a moment to look at some of the tiles that these players have. I know for a fact, it may not be a fact, that Zacky has a Supersonic Legend title. He isn't using it. And he's managed to assist Wizard here. The nice passing play straight through the middle. This looks so slow. I don't know why, but it looks like a really slow finish. Either way, Juusk the Fabulous, Renerin the Salt Miner, Wizard the Dark Knight, and a couple Grand Champions on stage in JSW. So, a bit of variety there. Can't say much the same for the gameplay, I've got to be honest, or with the car designs. But we're probably looking at another overtime hop, and I'm just somewhat peeved that we have to stay here any longer than we need to. But we do. We are obligated to continue to talk about this absolute mess.
It's absolute mess indeed. And it looks like a potential game 5. No, it's missed. Just does find the shot, but Wizard finds the squishy save. It is, you know, some people say that you know, that rank 1 or the RLCS Champions banner is the hardest to collect, but actually, if you look across these banners, these are harder to find. Especially that Salt Miner banner, very difficult to produce here. It's looking very strong though, 2 apiece. Game 5 is definitely on the cards. Yeah, unless Red, All-Star Red Scarabs pull something out here. Zacky pinning the centre, JSW was there. Dangerous scenario. An interesting fact about the Scarabs is that actually it was you know, the vehicle, I believe, was developed back in the 1900s.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like Egyptian time or something.
Yeah, no, 1900s. You know, it was. I think it maybe the shape was developed in Egyptian times by the Cleopatra. They originally used it as a wheel, I believe. Yeah, it turned into a whole vehicle of its own. Yeah, the 19.
4 more on it.
Exactly, and then they got lost at which way they drove. Caused many accidents, and that's why they're not road legal anymore. People start reversing when they're meant to be going forward. But still, it happens. But we're in overtime. Red, can you score now? That is going to be it for these. This, you know, to say unorthodox Elite All-Star games. Turning into the Scarab Championship. It was a beautiful bump, though, coming out from JSW, you have to say, at the end there to knock down the last defender. All-Star Red is going to be taking that title. GG's to all the players. I mean, help me out, Vector. What am I meant to say here? That was something...
I hope you know that you are on my mind. Promise I'ma waste no time. Got down but now I climb. Said I wouldn't make it, feeling so lost. I feel caught up in the matrix. Have to keep waiting.